might as well have a cigarette while we do it, because it's getting me worked up a bit. So, g'day guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Doug My Nose. Today, I want to steal a line from one of my political heroes, David Leyonhjelm, and thank you for smoking. Thank the Australian smoking public for their generosity. I've just realised I am a smoker. I'm trying to quit, but from a personal freedom standpoint, the way things have gotten here with the price of smoking and the reasons that were given for it are just beyond a joke. So I wanted to run through some numbers that I've just sat down and broken down that maybe might clear some things up for you. You might think I'm wrong on some of them. Feel free to comment and let me know, and then I'll feel free to reply and probably explain why you're wrong. But anyway, we'll go through this. Might as well have a cigarette while we do it, because it's getting me worked up a bit. So one of the biggest reasons that we have to tax smoking, keep raising the price of smokes, that we're told, is because of the cost on the health system, and it's going to do wonders for raising our average life expectancy as a country, and therefore your economic productivity and all the rest of it. So I've put together a list of 6 countries. So 5 of them are very similar to Australia as far as cost of living, standard of living, all the rest of it. And then I've included Indonesia, just because their cigarettes are very cheap there, and the standard of living is a little bit lower than some of the other countries on this list. But you might be surprised by the correlation between the smoking rate in these countries, the average life expectancy, and the cost of a pack of cigarettes. So yeah, it definitely doesn't sort of fit the narrative that we're being fed. So anyway, we'll start by the cheapest in terms of a pack of cigarettes, and this is working on the cost of a 20 pack of Marlboro cigarettes. So in Indonesia, you pay on average, and this is Australian dollars, $2.41 for a 20 pack. In Japan, you'll pay $6.47. In Italy, it's at $8.95. In USA, $10.90. In the UK, $19.38. And in Australia, $33 for a 20 pack of Marlboro. So they're a cheaper end cigarette here. I've just recently seen tonight 20 packs of Winfield selling for over $50. And anyway, so we'll just go back through now and see how that correlates to life expectancy, and what the average smoking rate is and how it correlates to life expectancy. So in Indonesia, now it's worth noting, Indonesia, there's a massive difference between the male smoking rate and the female smoking rate, but we've just taken the average here. But it's over 70% for males and about 3% for females. But the cost of a pack of cigarettes in Indonesia, $2.40. The average smoking rate is 39.9%. So 40% of people there smoke. And their life expectancy is the lowest on the list, but still 72 years. In Japan, the cost of a pack of cigarettes, $6.47 Australian. 22% of the population smoke, and they have an average life expectancy of 85 years. In Italy, $8.95 for a pack of cigarettes. 24% of the population smoke, and average life expectancy of 84 years. The USA, $10.90 for a pack of cigarettes. 17% of the population smoke, and an average life expectancy of 79 years. The UK, $19.38 for a pack of cigarettes. 19% smoking rate, and an 81-year life expectancy. In Australia, $33 for a pack of cigarettes. So, we're pushing, and that's a low number, and honestly, not a lot of people smoke Marlboro here, from what I've seen. So, looking more 40, we're nearly double the cost of a pack of cigarettes in the UK, Our life expectancy is 2 years more at 83, and 14% of the Australian population smoke. So I found that interesting. Let me know, if you get anything from that or you think there's anything I've missed. Now, I just wanted to go in because I think really the federal income, the federal government has an addiction to smoking probably more than what most smokers in Australia do. So the income just from tobacco excise in Australia in 2019 was $2.14 billion. In 2020, it's projected to be $16.98 billion. Just for reference, so the biggest income stream for the federal government's personal income tax at $228 billion. So they're making 7.5% of that amount just off smoking taxes. And bear in mind, that's money that's after tax money. People have worked, they've been taxed on their money, and that figure doesn't include GST, so sales tax here. So you're paying that on top of the tax. So you pay the cost of the cigarettes, your tobacco excise, and your GST on top of that. Company income tax in Australia. So the Australian government bring in $95 billion a year from company income tax revenue. The smoking tax revenue is 17.9% as much as what we would make from taxing all the companies in Australia. Now, all of the duties and excise that the Australian government brings in totals $39 billion, and 43.5%, so like near enough 50% of all the excise income the Australian government makes is from tobacco excise. So, those really opened my eyes a bit, but we'll keep going because obviously the justification is that smokers cost the healthcare system so much, and we need to do this to cover those costs. Just how we got to this point. So from basically 1999 to 2010, there was no federal tobacco excise in Australia. It was all handled at a state level, and they had different taxes. In 2010, the federal government took over and went up 25% basically overnight, and every year since then, the tax rate on cigarettes has gone up 12.5% a year, to the point where, now you're paying over $2 a cigarette. Now, the justification for that is the healthcare costs. So we're bringing in, say, $16 billion a year, nearly $17 billion a year from tobacco excise. The cost to the public health system is estimated to be $6.5 billion. So again, thanks to all the generous smokers out there that are more than paying for yourself. And that's that. You're going to find, if you go and look up, you're going to find some different numbers, and I'm sure I'll get some comments and I'll happy to address them, but they really fudge the figures as far as loss of potential earnings and all the rest of it. We could dive deep down that rabbit hole. I'm not going to right now, but the direct cost to the healthcare system, and still, this is definitely probably the worst case, most inflated number they can find, but the direct cost is $6.5 billion a year. Also worth noting, the illegal drug market in Australia is worth between $11 and $12 billion a year in turnover from what they know about. And, there's no tax on that, and it's almost as if when you regulate and try and price something out of a market, you create a black market and all the problems that come with it. So that's basically the point of the video. I think smokers are paying their fair share. I mean, everyone has a vice, a way to wind down. The big thing I find disgusting about these taxes, so the people pushing them are very good at acting like they care, and they're doing it to help people, right? They're mostly politicians earning over 200 grand a year, and lots of them are smokers. Now, if you are earning that sort of money and the cost of a pack of cigarettes goes up 12.5%, you're not going to notice, right? But the people who are more likely to smoke for, you know, stress relief and that sort of thing, lower socioeconomic people, people who already are stressed about money, and where, yeah, these are regressive taxes that will hurt them the most, because they're going to have the hardest time quitting, even if they need to and they can't afford to, and unfortunately, you know, they will be sacrificing other parts of their life, you know, diet and you know, potentially like where they live or whatever, because nicotine addiction is like, it's a pretty hard thing to break. So yeah, it's all, you know, saying you're doing it because you care and you're trying to help people. That doesn't fly with me, I'm sorry. And basically comes back to, you know, personal freedom. Like, we're losing more and more agency of what we can do with our own bodies. I'm not sitting here and saying that it's a good idea to smoke. I would not recommend anyone take up smoking if you haven't, but if that's what you want to do, you have a right to do it. You're not hurting anyone else. There is arguments, feel free to comment. I'm not going to get into them now, but believe me, I've got answers for them. If you want to comment about the, you know, the cost of the healthcare system and whatever, you can go right down a rabbit hole with that and start banning. You know, there's a laundry list of things you can start banning people from doing then, if you're going to do it out of the name of preventing potential healthcare costs. I hope that makes sense. Hope I've covered some things there maybe that you weren't aware of. I know, you know, I found some of this research interesting when I was doing it, and yeah, thanks for smoking. If you're trying to quit, obviously call Quit Line. You know, there are some good products out there to do it. Like, it's not good for you, but all the smokers out there know, you know, it's a hard thing to kick, and you know, it's probably not the worst thing you can be doing, and you know, it helps you relax. And if that's what you need, I just think the government they are getting involved in every level of our life, and when you look at those numbers, I think they don't want everyone to quit. They're going to keep raising the price of smokes 12.5% a year, and you know, I think they'll have a big problem if everyone quit overnight. So they're going to have a $10 billion budget black hole to fill. But I don't know, when it comes to that, they've got probably bigger problems at the moment anyway. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. I'm sure a lot of people have things they want to point out that I was wrong about, but feel free to comment. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, whatever. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, it's something a little different tonight. Let me know your thoughts. Till next time, stay safe, look after each other out there. Catch you later.